Hey, Ben Norman here, and in today's video, I'm going to take you through YouTube playlists. I'm going to explain why they're important, and I'm going to give you the 5 things that you need to do with them. And I'm going to top that off by giving you a walkthrough tutorial on how I would create a playlist, optimize it, and basically get it integrated to within my YouTube channel. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Firstly, playlists. What are they and why are they important? So a playlist really is something that you create on your YouTube channel that houses a certain selection of YouTube videos. For example, if you had a cooking YouTube channel, one of them might all be on, you might have a playlist on food prep. And in that playlist, you would have a series of videos all on food prep. So they're basically like a house for a selection of videos. It basically gives you a better way to categorize them, and also when somebody comes along that is specifically interested in food prep, they can just check out your food prep playlist. Makes it a lot easier for them to find. And then the real kicker here is that it makes your content binge worthy. Think Netflix. Think when you find a good episode or something on Netflix, you then end up watching all of them. That's basically what you want to create with your playlists. You want to organize them together so that you cluster that content so that when one person finds one of those videos, they end up going through and consuming all of them. Because guess what? It increases your watch time, and that is one of the biggest metrics that you can get on YouTube. That is what YouTube is watching. They want people watching more and more of your content. If they do, that's seen as a really good signal, and YouTube is going to then give you better results. It's going to look more favorably at your content because it knows that people like it, and when they find it, they watch a lot of it, and playlists help with that. So 5 things that you need to do with playlists. Number 1, you need to create them, research and optimize them just like you would a normal video. Yes, you can optimize a playlist with a title and a description. So you want to target that the same way that you would an actual video. Think who you're targeting it for, do the keyword research, work out what someone would be searching for, because YouTube looks at playlists in the same way that they look at individual videos. So playlists can be a really good way of basically giving you another chance to optimize some more media in order to get in front of the people you're trying to get your videos in front of. So going back to the cooking example, say you've got lots of different videos on food prep, and you might even have a video on food prep, but by then creating a playlist all about food prep as well, you're giving yourself another chance to get ranked for that term. And also by creating that playlist that then houses even more content around that topic, you're giving yourself a much better chance of getting ranked, found and clicked on. And then, like I said, when people do find your content, they're then going to likely binge watch more than just that one video, increasing your watch time, which is what you want. So before we get on to the next point, I'd love to know, are you using playlists already? Let me know in the comments below, yes or no, and let's get on to the next point. Tip number 2, group content together. When you're thinking about creating videos, start thinking about creating playlists, and then start thinking about what videos would go into that playlist. Because once you start doing that, the content then becomes more about playlist first and then what videos would go into that, finding the logical order for those, and it just helps with your entire content creation process, makes it a lot easier, a lot quicker, and like I say, you're creating more binge-worthy content, which means that people are likely going to go from one video to the next and watch more of your content, increasing your watch time. Number 3, you want to think of the flow that you want people to take through your playlist and order the videos in that order. You want to organize your playlist in order, because that way it's going to be a lot more natural when you're flowing people through that content. i.e. they're going to start at the beginning and then work their way through to the end. If it starts going all higgledy-piggledy in your playlist, it's not going to really make much sense. You give yourself less chance of somebody going from one video to the next video. They'll probably just bail because they look at it and it's not in order and it doesn't make sense to go from this video to that. So think of the order that you organize your playlist in. Tip number 4, apply it to video creation. Use it as a way of asking people to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because I'll be releasing the next video in this series and whatever, and you'll get alerted straight away. It gives people a reason. You can tell them what's coming next, what to expect. It just gives you more reason and more hooks in so that people know that this isn't a single video. For example, this video is not just a single video. I'm doing an entire playlist based on YouTube, and I'm stepping it through the workflow that I follow in YouTube, for example. So make sure you subscribe to this video, because then you will then get notified of the next videos that come in that playlist. Also, if you've missed them, or if you've missed any of the ones that I've done in the past, if you click on the description, you have links to all of the videos. You can go back to the start of the playlist and start right from the beginning, and I'll walk you through the entire process. Now that is exactly what I am saying for this video, and you can apply that when you're utilizing playlists. There's a reason for someone to subscribe. You're watching this video, therefore this video is likely relevant to what you are interested in, and I know that the rest of the videos within this entire playlist are. So if somebody comes into this playlist on YouTube, then if you're interested in playlists and things like that, you're probably interested in video optimization, in scheduling, any tips or tricks that you can get with regards to YouTube. It's just going to increase the chance of someone staying on your channel, someone subscribing, getting to know you, liking your content, and it just makes more sense than doing it on a video by video basis. And tip number 5, track them in your analytics, which we will come on to in a further video. So again, make sure you subscribe and you've hit the bell icon so that you're going to get notified when the next videos come out. But make sure you are looking at your analytics, look at how your playlists are performing. For example, look at the videos in that playlist that are doing really well. Is there a common video where people are dropping off, i.e. they binge watch to a certain point and then they just drop off? Look at what that video is and what the next video is, and look at, is there a gap? Does it not make sense to go from this video to the next one? Are you missing a video from that playlist? Because that's the beauty of playlists. You can then create a new video that fills that gap, add it to the playlist, continue to monitor and see if that gets rid of the dropout. Don't just create content and then forget about it. We want to go back, review it. If it's working, great. What's working really well, and how can we apply the learnings of that to further videos? Or if something's not working, what is it and how do we make sure we don't do that in further videos? So they're the 5 tips when it comes to playlists. We're now going to skip in and I'm going to show you exactly how to create a playlist and optimize it. So without further ado, let's get over to the creation side. Okay, so let's look at creating a playlist. So you will see the playlists on the channels. It just gives a really good way of categorizing videos by like genres, themes, or just being able to step people through video by video. So you can see this one, for example, an SEO for beginners playlist, and I have built this playlist just to house all the videos from my SEO series that kind of step people through. So if we want to get into the actual building of a playlist, the creation, we need to step over into YouTube Studio, and then we're going to come straight over here and into playlists. And here we're going to see all of our playlists. So these are all of the playlists that I've created around certain themes for my channel. So my channel is all around business growth. So you can see a lot of my playlists. So I've got playlists for SEO or email automation, sales, lead magnets. This video is part of a how to start a YouTube channel for beginners. Now, these aren't playlists that I've just kind of created, chucked a title in and off we go. There's a bit more thought to it. So I want to kind of step you through that process I'm going to create a new playlist for Final Cut Pro, because I realised that I've actually been putting this playlist together, which is a series of videos that walks through my YouTube workflow. But actually, a lot of those involve Final Cut Pro as well. Now, the thing with playlists that a lot of people don't realise is that you need to really optimise them like videos. YouTube will look at playlists like they look at videos. They will look for relevant playlists, and playlists can also rank like YouTube videos. So when we're creating a playlist to house all of this on-theme content, it's important to make sure that we're getting the title right and also the description right, as well as having the videos in the right logical order. So if we click on new playlist, we can create a new title. What are we going to have as the title? We don't know. So we want to go into TubeBuddy if you've got it, and go into the Keyword Explorer. If you've got vidIQ, you can do the same thing with them. Now we know that we want to build a playlist around Final Cut Pro X. So we can start with Final Cut Pro X and look at what's starting to get populated. So Final Cut Pro X tutorial, that could work, because all the videos going in this are the ones of me saying this is how you edit video, this is how we use all the transitions and different things like that. So they are tutorial kind of videos, so it might be that we start with this as our base keyword and see what it comes up with. So straight away we are getting a fair through TubeBuddy, so I would really want to be seeing this a little bit better. So I'd really want this in the kind of good section. So we can kind of go down a little bit more and look at what else it's coming up with, like Final Cut Tutorial 2020, because they're all quite new. And if we look now, we've suddenly shot up into very good because it's a little bit more on target. We're seeing search volume is okay. We can also double check that if we go into YouTube. So if we go back to YouTube and we take this, so we want to kind of go, okay, we'll use that. So Final Cut Tutorial 2020. If we just go back over to the search bar, then we can see if keywords, keyword tool brings anything up. So no, that's not really helping. Keywords everywhere is not really giving us much on that. vidIQ is saying it's very low volume. This could actually be quite good though. Learn Final Cut Pro. So learn Final Cut Pro. Also, if we're looking at the predicted, so if we're looking at Final Cut Pro X, so like here you've got this is being auto predicted, which is interesting. Learn Final Cut Pro X in 20 minutes. I mean, that's actually not a bad one, although on the kind of looking at it head on, you think, well, learn it in 20 minutes, it's not very long. But actually, there's only a few videos that I've got, and it does take you through a lot of it quite quickly. So I'd be interested if that actually had any traffic, seeing as it's being pushed straight off the bat in there. I think that could be quite a good one. Just interested. So coming down to TubeBuddy, that's saying good, search volume. So I quite like that, just because I would try that based on the fact that that was getting predicted really, really early on. And I think if I was trying to learn it, I want to learn it quickly. So I'd be quite inclined to click on that. So I then go back to my playlist, and I think I'm going to go with that. So I would click on new playlist. I would go with that keyword, or that search string, should I say, because it's not really, I will title case it all out, just because it's easier to read, looks better. We want to always make sure that it's public. If you're collating a load of videos that you don't want public on your video, you can set that to private but for the benefit of these, we want them to be public. So we're going to create that playlist by hitting create and just wait for it to do its thing. Okay, and there is our brand new playlist. And what we would also want to do is make sure that we put in a description. So we're going to want to fill that out a bit more, thinking of our keywords again. So we could put learn Final Cut Pro X, because obviously that's what it's also known as. In less than 20 minutes, you can learn how to edit, use tran, and even color grade your videos so they look professional. So correct that. But that way we're using our keywords again, albeit we're using the other, like the abbreviation of Final Cut Pro X. We're reiterating that you can learn to do it quickly, covering what we did. We're also getting the keywords in there about color grading and things like that, and hit save. Most of the time what you find is people just put Final Cut Pro X as their playlist title. There's no description, there's nothing. So now, once we have got these, we can add videos in and we can deal with the playlist settings. So we can allow embedding and we add new videos to the top of the playlist. So if you don't want to have, and you don't want to arrange the audio yourself, the newest videos will always show at the beginning, which a lot of the time you don't want, because when you build out a playlist, if you're creating your videos in a theme, you will want them to go in the order that you want them in, for example. So if I show you, for example, when we go down to the YouTube one, for how to start a YouTube channel, you can see they go in a logical order. So it starts off with starting my YouTube channel, what I've learned, then the workflow, then the tools, how to find the video ideas, how to script it. They're all starting to go into this playlist in order. So when somebody comes in to this playlist and watch it, each video goes on from the next. So it's like a long story, and these are just chapters. This will then increase watch time, increases the chance that people watch more of your videos, which YouTube loves, because watch time is the main metric. And also it increases your chance of getting that subscribe and just building more of an affinity with people. So the main thing that we need to do now is just see if any of the videos are live yet. So we can add videos to this playlist. So the other good thing with playlists is if you don't have any videos yet, you can basically use other people's to build out really cool playlists. So to fill out your content, especially if your channel's new. So at the moment, I don't have any of these live yet that use Final Cut Pro, so I can't build this out. But what I would do if I did was I would go through, I would add the videos in. So I would basically go on here, I would select the videos that I wanted to add, and then hit add videos that would come through to this playlist. I can then order them as I wish, and then as I add new videos and post them live, I would make sure that they were added to the playlist moving forwards. And then the playlist is pretty much hands off. The next thing that I would do after that is, when it comes to your channel, I would make sure that you have got your playlists so they're quite visible, and also your top performing playlists, or what you really want to push, you kind of put those at the top. So as people are scrolling through, they can see all of the content that you're doing. But that's basically how to edit out and build your playlist. But you just want to look as playlists as an extension of videos. And when you're creating videos, you want to think of them in terms of coming up with ideas for a playlist, and then building out that playlist so that you're telling a story, not just a chapter in a story. Okay, so that is playlist creation and optimization. It's quite simple, but playlists are a really powerful thing. Don't overlook them. They also really help in the creation side of things because you kind of get into a bit of a flow with a playlist. And also, depending on how big you make your playlist in the beginning, you can kind of take people on that journey with you. And like I say, it gives a real reason for people to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because if you get them hooked on it and they like the content that's there, they're going to want to binge it, but it's not coming out for a couple of days or a week, so they'll forget about it. So they will more than likely hit the subscribe button and the notification button. So don't overlook playlists. Let me know in the comments below, are you using playlists or not? Yes or no? If you've liked this video, make sure you hit the like button. And like I said, if you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification, and you'll get notified when I release the next video in this playlist. And I'll see you in the next video.